that is back button navigation and hierarchical navigation patterns. Within that, there are three things: descendant navigation, ancestral navigation, and lateral navigation. So in the previous sessions, we have learned about ancestral navigations, and today we let's know about the descendant navigations. Okay. So with the descendant navigations, you enable the user to go from parent screen to first level screen down to the second level child screen. So as I said, descendant navigation is from top to down, whereas as ancestral navigation is from bottom to up. So lateral navigation is swipe wise, right? So with the descendant navigation, the user will enable the user. So we can enable the user so that from first level child screen to second level child, as you see in this figure, from parent to first level child sibling, that is collection sibling. So next, from first level child's screen sibling to the second level child screen sibling. So likewise it moves. So as this figure says, the descending navigation from parent to first, that is collection sibling, from collection sibling to the section sibling. So let's see. So buttons or targets. Okay. So here the best practice for descent. So how we can do the descending navigation. So best practice is that from a parent screen to collection sibling, so that we can use a buttons or any simple targets like images or a sections or an iconic buttons. Likewise, we can use this. So when the user touches a button, the collection sibling screen opens, replace the current context entirely. See, for example, if you consider any app, see, as you see in this figure, if you consider this is an applications, so you are here, you are having some three types of sections, right? If you click on section one, that within that section, you will be getting any information. So that entire screen will be changed to the next screen. Entire context is going to be, current context is going to be changed to the next context. So that is the thing, how if you use a button. So in this particular figure, one says that buttons on the parent screen. So in the parent screen, there are buttons, so that because buttons can be sent as a set as a collection sibling. So if you click on that particular button, it will go to the within that activity. So that we can say the section siblings. So in the second figure, image buttons or icons. So you can make image buttons or any icons on the parent screen, so that that image buttons or then icon buttons will be the first level child screen sibling, that is collection sibling. So within that button, if you have put the content on that, so then it becomes the section sibling. So same wise, the third one is descendant navigation pattern from screen to first level. So that is the thing. So a dashboard usually has entire 2 or 3 rows and columns. Okay, so dashboards are the best when each collection sibling is equally important. So whenever you are developing an application, wherever if each and every sibling in your application is equally important, then we can go with the dashboards. Okay, so where you can use for this dashboards, you can use linear layout, relative layout, or grid layout, as we see that in the previous sessions about the layouts. Okay, so next is navigation drawer. So a navigation drawer is a panel that usually displays navigation options on the left edge of the screen. So in so many of your applications, you have seen the images like this, correct? So as you see in this figure, so many of your images. So for this, you can say best example is in your Gmail application. So if you open your Gmail applications, there is a button like this. Okay, that is a navigation drawer. Okay, if you click on that, you will get so many items. Okay, so that is you may be inbox, outbox, sent item, starred, so spam, bin, likewise so many options you will be getting. Okay, first this specifies the navigation icon in the app bar. So whatever the navigation icon will be there, that will be present in the app bar. So next, if you click on that, this opens, that is selection 2, that this section 2 will be open. So that is navigation drawer. So within the navigation drawer, you will be having a menu items. Okay, these items are navigation drawer menu items. Okay, this is about navigation. So let's see how to make navigation drawer in our application. What are all the things we need to do? So let's know this one by one. First, you need to create the following layouts, that is navigation drawer as an activity layout root views. Second is navigation view for the drawer itself, an app bar layout that will include a navigation icon button, a content layout for activity that displays the navigation drawer, a layout for navigation drawer header. So that within first step, we need to do all these things. Okay. Second step is to populate the navigation drawer menu with item titles and icons. Third is set up the navigation drawer and item listener in the activity code. Fourth one is handle the navigation menu item selection. So let's see all these steps one by one. Okay. So first is creating the navigation drawer layout. First, to create navigation drawer layout, we need to use drawer layout APIs. So available in the support library. Okay, available in the support library, there is a drawer layout API. So we should use that drawer layout APIs to create the navigation drawer. So how to add that? To add a navigation drawer, we need to use drawer layout as a root view of your activities layout. Okay, so inside the drawer layout, what you need to do? You need to do two things. There is one view for where you should create a view. So one view that should contains the main content for the screen. Another view, navigation view, where it contains the contents of the navigation drawer. So as you see in this example, so these are the two views. One is navigation drawer. Within that, you will be having a contents. Okay. So let's see with an example. So in this example, a drawer layout will be a root activity layout in the activity underscore main XML. Drawer layout will be the root layout. So next is the main content of screen is defined in app underscore bar underscore main dot XML. So second is a navigation view. Okay. Third is a navigation view that represents the standard navigation menu that can be populated by menu resource XML file. So this is the XML code where you can see here. So as I said, the first is a drawer layout. Second is app underscore bar underscore main. So where this particular XML uses the coordinator layout. Okay, as a root. Within this, the coordinator layout is a root where it defines the app bar layout with toolbar, which will include the navigation icon to open the drawer. So third is navigation view that defines the navigation drawer layout and as well as an header. And within that, it will be having a menu items to it. Okay. So as you see in this XML file, okay, as you see in this XML file, the Android ID for the drawer layout view is drawer layout. Okay, for the drawer layout. So you should, so you will, why you are using an ID for this drawer layout? To instantiate a drawer object in your code. To instantiate a drawer object in our code, we should be using the ID. The ID for the navigation. See here, the navigation view, the ID for the navigation is nav underscore view within this example. So why we use an ID for the navigation view? To instantiate navigation view object, to have the particular navigation key view object, we will be using an ID. So we can instantiate in the our code. So navigation view must specifies a gravity. This particular navigation view should specify the gravity. So by using an layout underscore gravity. So we will be using a value start value for this attribute so that, so why we use a start value for this particular attribute, that is layout underscore gravity. So app use it with the right to left languages. Okay, the drawer appears on the right side rather than the left side. So that's why we will be using a start value for the layout underscore gravity attribute. So next we should use fits system windows. That is here in the drawer layout, we will be using an attribute fits system windows where that value is true, where the attribute to set the padding of the drawer layout and the navigation view to ensure the contents. So drawer layout. So why we use this fit system windows to true attribute? So because we use this attribute to set the padding of the drawer layout. To set the padding of the drawer layout, we'll be using this attribute and navigation view to, so that why we use, so in the within the navigation view there should not be any overlap of the windows, system windows, so that it fits to the system window properly. So next is navigation drawer header. So the navigation view specifies the layout for the header of the navigation drawer with the attribute header layout. See, the navigation specifies the layout of the header of the navigation drawer. See the nav, and so this is an example. The nav underscore header underscore main dot xml. So this is a nav underscore header underscore main dot xml. So this particular code defines the layout of this header. Okay, layout of this header, where it is going to include an image view and a text view. So which is a typically a navigation drawer. So this is a navigation drawer header. So this is a code to define that particular navigation drawer header, where we should file name will be the XML file name will be nav underscore header underscore main dot XML. So next is app bar layout. So this is a code to define an app bar layout. So what is this? The include tag here. See here, you can have an include tag here, where in the main activity layout. So within the include tag in the activity underscore main, the include tag in the activity underscore main layout, it is going to include app underscore bar underscore main layout. Okay, it is going to include app underscore bar underscore main layout, where it uses the where this particular layout is going to use the coordinator layout. This particular layout is going to use the coordinator layout as it's a. So for this particular include tag, the root is coordinator layout. So this particular app underscore bar underscore main dot xml, as I said in the. Okay, so that layout defines the app bar layout with the toolbar class. That particular defines the app bar layout with the toolbar class. So that has been shown in the previous slides. So this is the code. So it also defines floating action buttons. Okay, and this floating action buttons is going to be included where it is in the include. So to include the content underscore main. So here app underscore bar underscore main layout, what I said. So where that particular be using the coordinator layout, okay, as a root, where it is going to include the content underscore main. It's going to include the content underscore main. So here also you need to use an attribute fix system windows to true, so that there is a, so that we can set the padding for the app bar, and we can ensure that it doesn't overlay the system window such as a status bar. So next is the content layout for the menu activity screen. Okay, so the diabo layout uses an include tag. So to include the content underscore main layout, so which defines the layout of the main activity screen, which defines the layout of the main activity screen. So here in this particular example, the main activity screen shows a text view that displays the string hello world, that displays the string hello world. See here, this is the code to define the content layout of a main activity screen. So here the content underscore main. So this content underscore main layout must be the first child in the drawer layout. Okay, first layer in the drawer layout, because the drawer must be on the top of the content. We should know that the drawer must be in the top of the content. So this particular content underscore main layout is included in the app underscore bar underscore main, app underscore bar underscore main. So what I am explaining, see, this is the, for this example, I am going, see, for this first I have said activity underscore within a drawer layout, then there is a coordinator layout, that is app underscore bar underscore main. So now I am explaining about the content underscore main. So here the content underscore main dot XML, we are using a relative layout. See, the content layout, we are using a relative layout. So this content main layout uses a relative layout. Okay, this content layout uses a relative layout view group, so that to set to match the parent's view width and height. So because it is going to represent the entire user interface UI when the navigation drawer is hidden. The navigation drawer is hidden. So this particular the layout behavior for the relative layout, the layout behavior for the relative layout. Okay, so the behavior is defined by the app bar layout dot scrolling view behavior class. So next is populating the navigation drawer menu. Okay, populating the navigation drawer menu. So the navigation view in the main underscore activity underscore main layout specifies the menu items for the navigation drawer using the following statement. Okay, that is menu. So this is app menu slash activity underscore main underscore drawer. Okay, so this one will be used. See, the menu items will be defined in the activity and so as we know in the previous sessions, when we want to define a menu items, how we are going to define. So there is an app folder. Within that, there will be a resource folder. Within the resource folder, you need to right click. So you can create a menu folder. So when you menu folder is created, right click on the menu folder, then it is we can create a menu resource file. So by this, we can create a menu folder. So within that, as you see, so there are Uh, see, this is a how we can create a menu item. So this menu item within that we will made a group for the particular menu items. So if on with after group there are some more menu items. So that is an items where to communicate. So this is all the menu items how we are going to define. So for this particular group there is an attribute check able behavior is none. So for choosing an attributes there are three options, three choices are there: single, all, and none. So single means only one item from the group can be checked. So for that we can use an radio buttons. All means all items can be checked. For that we can use an check boxes. So none means no items are checkable. So this is cool. So next is setting up. So next is setting up the navigation drawer and item listeners. So to use the listener for the navigation drawers menu items, to use the listeners for the navigation drawer item menu items, the activity will be hosting the navigation drawer so that we can implement an interface, on navigation item selected listener, on navigation item selected listener. So first step to implement the navigation view dot on navigation item selected listener in the class definition. This is how you are going to use it. So public class main activity extends app compact activity. So implements navigation view dot on navigation item selected listener. So this is how you are going to implement an interface for your main activity. So second step, so this particular method, so this particular interface is going to offers a method that is on navigation item selected method. Okay, where which is called when an item in the navigation drawer menu item is tapped. So as you enter on navigation item selected listener, that red warning bulb appears on the left margin. So second is check the red warning bulb, choose implement methods, and choose the on navigation item selected item menu items boolean method. Okay, this is how we are going to use an on navigation item selected. So this method is within the interface on navigation item selected listener. So third step, how you can implement set up the navigation drawer is, so before setting up the navigation item listener, add code to the activities. We need to add some code to the activities. Where you are going to add the code to the activities? So within an on create method, we are going to add the code. So within that particular on create method, we should instantiate the drawer layout. Okay, within that particular code, we should instantiate the drawer layout. Okay, so and also we should instantiate the navigation view object. So what we need to do in the on create method, we need to instantiate the drawer layout as well as we need to instantiate the navigation object, that is drawer and navigation view. See, as you go see in this code, we are instantiating the drawer layout as well as the navigation view. So here the code initiates the app bar drawer toggle. Okay, the code is going to instantiate the app bar action bar drawer toggle, where it's a subtitle for the special drawer. So up button, so that we can have an up button in the app bar. So and also it links to the activities of to the drawer. So one of the activities to the drawer layout. So there is a method add drawer listener. So there is a method in this code that is add drawer listener, to where, for what purpose this method is used, to listen the drawers to open that, to listen the drawers to open the closed events and close the event. So if you click on that particular within the app bar, as I said, if you click on that, so the particular drawer will be open, and you can, if you click on that same, the particular drawer will be closed. For this purpose, we can use the method add drawer listener. So next, fourth step is the action bar drawer toggle. The action bar drawer toggle also lets you to specify the strings to use to describe the open and close. So this is a string where you can specify in the strings folder. There will be a, in the values folder, there is a strings.xml file. Within that, you can specify the open drawer, close, and close drawer, the navigations. So next is how we are going to handle the navigation menu items. Okay, how we are going to handle the navigation menu item selection. So once you click on that particular selection, how we are going to handle that, for which menu item you are going to click within the navigation drawer. So we need to handle that. So we need to write a code in the which method on navigation item selected. So this method is from the on navigation item selected listener interface. So within this interface, there is a method on navigation item selected. So within that item selected, we need to write the code. Okay. Okay, so we need to write the code within the on navigation item selected. So it means that why you are writing this code. See what item. See, if you consider your Gmail application, so you will be having a navigation drawer. If you click on that, if you tap on the drawer, that is navigation drawer, so you will get an options like inbox, start, Gmail. So which particular menu item you are going to click, we need to handle that. For that, we are to write a code within the on navigation item selected method. Okay. So for that, this is a sample code where you can write. So on navigation item selected, so you have to find the drawer layout. So switch case. So by identifying the ID, you can particularly get to know what item you have been clicked. So next is list and carousels. So using a scrolling list, such as scrolling list may be a recycler. We can use a recycler view. This particular recycler view we will be learning in the next upcoming sessions. Okay, this such as list, using a scrolling list to provide navigation targets for descendant navigation. You can use scrolling list so that you can have a descendant navigation. Okay, so vertically scrolling lists are often used for a screen to list stories. So with each list item action as button to each story. So for more visual or media rich content, so if you want to have a more visual or any media rich content, so that you can have a multiple rich type of contents, okay, like photos, videos, animations, anything. So for that, you will be using a horizontal scrolling list. So for this horizontal scrolling list, we can also call it as carousels. So next is master detail or detail navigation flow. So in this master or detail navigation flow, master screen contains list of items and detail screen shows detailed information about the specific item. So let's see with an example. So here is an example. So for example, in your mobile devices, so if you click on the settings in any applications, if you click on the settings, so it will show some options, right? So if you click on the particular menu items, you will get detailed information about that. See, for example, you're having a sounds menu item. So if you click on the sound menu item, related to the sound menu item, so many options will be there. So that will be displayed in detail. So that is about master detail. So how we can do that? Using an intent that starts an activity, we can represent the detail screen. Okay, so we can add an intent filters. So we should add a setting activity so that you can extend the preference activity. So that you can have a create two pane. You can create a two pane. So master detail layout. So for this, you should include fragments within an activity. So you should include fragments within an activity so that you can replace the activity content to the settings fragment. See, for example, in your application, you have an option settings. If you click on that settings, as you see in this figure, so you will get three options, three menu items. So if you click on that particular general, you will be getting detailed information about that. So here within this, you can put toggle switches or checkboxes or radio buttons, however you want. So this is about master detail navigation flow.